Right, note number 7, dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So we've looked at dividing just monomials using our laws of exponents, but we're going to take this one step farther and talk about dividing polynomials. There's two simple steps. The first step, you break the polynomial apart into the separate terms and write the monomial under each term. And then you just simply divide each term by the monomial, and finally you just circle your answer. So with this first example here, we have our polynomial, which is 4x to the fifth plus 8x to the fourth plus 16x to the third minus 6x squared plus 10x minus 12 divided by 2x. So step 1 says we break these apart into the terms. Well, here's all of our terms. So we break that apart into the terms and put 2x under each of these terms, and we simply divide. Well, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 5 minus 4 is, or 5 minus 1 is 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. A negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 2, negative 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. The x's cross off. Then here you have negative 12 divided by 2, which is your negative 6. And that x stays in the denominator, because we don't do anything with the x. Now we have a couple examples we'll look at. So the first thing we do in example 2 is we break it apart into the three terms. Well, here's our three terms. So we do 10y to the third divided by 5y plus 5y squared divided by 5y. Now I'm going to write minus because it's minus 15y, so minus 15y divided by 5y. And we simply divide. Well, 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then 3, this is 1. 3 minus 1, y squared. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then 2 minus 1, 1y. Minus 15 divided by 5 is 3. And your y's cancel off. So there is our solution. And then once again, example 3. We break this apart into our terms. So I broke this apart, and now we can divide. So I wrote my three terms: 12x to the fourth divided by 3x, minus 18x squared divided by 3x, and 3x divided by 3x. So now we can simply divide. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Subtract your exponents. X to the third minus 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then 3x divided by 3x is 1. I have to write that 1 there because that holds at 3x. So we get plus 1. I must write the plus 1. We look at example 4. We have 10x to the third y plus 5x squared y minus 25x y to the third. So we're just going to break these apart into our three terms. So I have 10x to the third y divided by 5xy plus I have 5x squared y squared divided by 5xy minus 25xy to the third divided by 5xy. And now we simply divide. So we divide our numbers, subtract the exponent. 10 divided by 5 give us 2. 3 minus 1 is x squared. The y's cancel off. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1 again, so we have 1xy. And then 25 divided by 5 is 5. The x cancels off, and we're left with y squared. And then the last example, this time we have four terms. We do it the same way. So we just simply break it apart. So I have 3a to the third, and I have 3a squared b squared plus 2ab squared divided by 3a squared b squared. Now minus 6a to the third b to the fourth divided by 3a squared b squared plus 9b to the fifth divided by 3a squared b squared. So we've broken it apart into all of our terms, and we're dividing by the denominator. Now we just simply divide. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now with this one, I have that b squared left in the denominator, so I'm going to keep it in the denominator. 2 divided by 3, I'm going to leave it as 2 divided by 3. Look at the a's. 1 minus 2 gives us that negative 1. So we know that a to the negative first goes in the denominator. So a to the first. And then the b's cancel out. Minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we have 2. 3 minus 2 gives us a to the first. 4 minus 2 gives us b to the second. And then we have plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now I have that a squared, it's in the denominator. I have no a's in the numerator, so I'm going to leave my a squared in the denominator. And then the b is 5 minus 2 gives us b to the third. Circle my answer. And that's how we divide a polynomial by a monomial. We follow those two simple steps. We break it apart each term, and then divide each term by the denominator, and we'll get the correct answer.